just leaving Maidstone. Just had a phone call from a couple of my pals. We're reminiscing about the mad life that we led. So I'm just driving over the island now, Queenborough. Actually, I can come over and have a little chat, see if I can guide them in any way, see if I can support them. We can see if we can learn some lessons as well. People can learn. What's going on? What happened? Why did he backslide? He went into a rehab, come out, done good for 4 years, I think he said on the phone, and then he relapsed. Let's go and find out what lessons. Let's go and see what lessons we can learn. Yeah, good. Just pulled up. Gonna go and have a chat with my two boys in there, yeah, we were just reminiscing on the phone earlier on, having a chat about, drug addiction and what we got up to. It was cutting capers back in the day, yeah? So we're gonna have a little chat, see what lessons we can learn, all right? Cool, let's have a little go. Oh la la la. Oh la la. Have a little go, let's see what we're doing. Hey, Benny boy, come on, let's see how you doing, mate. Oh, you're looking well, though.
I don't feel well.
You're looking well.
I don't feel good, bro.
Me and you in there. Hey, Ben, mate, we've known each other for years, haven't we?
Years, bro. Years.
Right, let's get.
Great.
We've got Ben here, yeah? He's a good friend of mine, and we've cut lots of capers together. We've done mad stuff together, haven't we?
Wow.
Done some mad stuff. So, what I want you to do, I want you to share, right, a couple of minutes on addiction, yeah? Your life, addicted to drugs.
The thing is, with my life, right, I'll be honest with you, you know me very well, right? Well, and to be honest with you, we wasn't the great, when we was in the height of our addiction, we wasn't great friends, you know what I mean? But we was just in the madness, you know what I mean?
We knew of each other.
We knew people, and we was alright, so there was no drama, you know what I mean? But the addiction took me to, the levels that it took me to, do you know what I mean? The suicidal thoughts, the desperation, the manipulative, you know what I mean? Yeah. So manipulative, you know what I mean? To my own family and to my friends as well, everything, mate. I
want to go there in a minute, yeah? But what drug was it first?
It was cocaine, and it was alcohol mainly.
Alcohol and cocaine, yeah?
Yeah, alcohol was the main thing for me.
And then it always led to cocaine?
Yeah, the things with me is I've always said this, and I say this to people now, if I drink, I'm going to take drugs. If I take drugs, I'm going to drink. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like a marriage made in heaven sort of thing. Not marriage made in heaven, but marriage made, they come together so well. Cool, do you know what I mean? Cool. You know yourself. So you're saying that drugs, Class A drugs... It was a get out for me.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
What does it do? How does it break your life? Yeah, what does it do to you?
What it took me out of my own head.
Yeah.
It took me out of my head. It gave me a bit of joy. Do you know what I mean? It gave me a bit of freedom, a bit of release, no fear, no nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I was just out, and it took me out of my own head. Took me out of that own head. Do you know what I mean? And nothing was. And then it stopped working, but it became dependable. I needed it to focus. Do you know what I mean? I needed it to be active. I needed a drink first thing in the morning to be alive. Do you know what I mean? To be able to face the day. You know what I mean? And it's just, mate.
So what did it do concerning like broken relationships?
It took everything off me. It took my son, who I still don't see to this day. It took me to, and I don't want to get upset, but it took me to the place of that desperation place, that place that I never thought that I'd ever go. Yeah. I never thought I'd be there. I thought I'm too good for that. I'd never do that. And it didn't. And it destroyed my family. It destroyed me as a person, you know. And when I say it destroyed me, I mean it took everything off me.
Go on, give some specifics, some examples. The only reason I'm saying that is I want people to know that drugs, is a killer and it destroys lifestyles.
It destroys. It's not just. You know me. I always used to be. Like, I used to look after myself, dressing wise, and I used to, but that went. Yeah. That it robbed me of that. It robbed me of that gratitude I now have for a shower, because I couldn't even do that. Do you know what I mean? Because it was the first thing before family, before anything. It was addiction. That was the first thing that I was thinking, and all I could think about. When the moment I laid my head down, to the moment I got up, I was thinking of addiction. How am I going to get this? I'm going to get that. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do that.
Did you have friends when you was living that lifestyle?
I had friends, but were they friends? Were they friends? Come on, you know,
That's
you've
what
been
I'm
there.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Was they socials? Was they when you had money, they was there? But when you had nothing,
see you later. You know what I mean? But when you got the packet and all that, or whatever you've got, do you know what I mean? I want to be your best mate.
Yeah.
But and I think that really destroyed me as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I put my trust in a lot of people. I trusted a lot of people that I couldn't really trust. Do you know what I mean? They was manipulating me, but I was so far gone in my addiction that it was heartbreaking.
So what, was you isolated from family? I know you said there was broken down relationships. Can you just delve a little bit deeper in that? What does that look like, broken down relationships?
Listen, the thing is, listen, let me tell you something about my addiction, is I've obviously you know me or whatever, but for the people who are watching this, is I come through a good background, right, and a nice family, I know, but stuff happened to me, when I was a young kid that I'm not. And listen, I've always been. It's a decision for me to go to that. No one's tipped it down my neck. No one's forced me to do drugs. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't deal with that. I never really dealt with that. You know, I never spoke about the things that had happened to me on my childhood. You know what I mean? And I've done a lot of work with counsellors and things like that to try and get to the root of the problem. Yeah. And that was, and obviously, the thing what broke me the most was I lost my son. You know what I mean? And I managed to get myself sorted out and that, but I don't want to go too deep into it. But I lost but that wasn't enough for me. Addiction had me so much. Yeah. That wasn't enough. To stop me. Yeah. But if anything, that made me use more. Yeah. I mean, that was a trigger. Destructive
lifestyle. Just keeps going and going until you absolutely either dead or dismantled in every way.
But that was all right for me. That was all right for me. I was happy to die. Yeah. I was happy to die on the gallows, on the cover, whatever. I did sort of accepted that. I thought, this is going to be me now. The first time I took cocaine, I think it was with you actually.
So that's what I'm saying. What I will say, Ben, back in the day, like he's like me now. We've got a bit old and we're looking a bit rough around the edges, and the drugs, it affects you, don't it? Yeah. But back in the day, he was young. He still is handsome, but he was fresh. He was good, and we used to, me, you, and our other mate. I can't say no names because he don't want to be on camera. But we used to meet up, we used to do drink, and we used to get on the packet, didn't we? Oh. And go on, tell us a little bit about it. Reminisce about what we used to get up to.
I remember you was actually you don't mind me selling drugs at the time, wouldn't you? Yeah. You were selling drugs, and and I'm on the tick mill up here. You tormenting me, you did. Yeah.
How much did you owe me?
No, listen, that was but that was the thing, and I remember we used to go out and you was a bit. You come out of jail, didn't you? You just come out of jail. You done a lot of things, and I remember another good friend.
You can be clear with that because I had nothing.
No, I know you don't. I know you
say
don't.
Whatever you go on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Listen, you came out of jail. A good friend of mine, a friend of ours, Jamie. Yeah. He's usually in touch with you and all that lot. And but with the things that we used to get up to was.
We used to go out, didn't we? We used to go
robbing
out. Robbing people. We used to get in the pub, sniffing all night.
And it wasn't just that, it was the immoral side of it. Yeah. When I think of it now, I think, oh, that's bad what we did.
Bad.
But look.
Look, what lessons can we learn? Yeah, what lessons can we learn, and what can we say to the youngsters today growing up?
For the youngsters today, you have to remember this, because the drinking drugs is now, the unacceptable is now becoming acceptable, in today's life, not just in the addiction side, but for the young people today, you need to remember it's okay not to be okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's okay to have your struggle. Don't ever think that because you're struggling, and do what I done. Don't bottle it up and use the packet and you go down that route, because that is I always said this, that if I was to use all them problems that I've got, I can forget them problems because I've got a whole new problem now to deal with. And this sort of stuff will kill you.
Yeah.
100,000,000%.
Right, let's just quickly talk a little bit about. So you said to me when we was on the phone earlier on, you said to me, you said you done well, 4 years clean,
Well, what it was, honestly, I went to, I cried out in desperation, and a good friend of mine, you know as well, come and found me and took me to a church. Yeah. Now listen, the only reason I went to the church was because she said, if you come, I feel God's going to move. If you come, I'll buy you a drink. Yeah. I've got to be honest.
It's like drink.
I mean, let's go. You know what I mean? I was gone. And then I met Jay Fallon and all that. Then went to Teen Challenge. I done a year program.
Right. So what I want you to do, just quickly, I want you to tell me about when you broke the addiction and you had I think you encountered Christ 4 years good.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Just take me on that little journey.
Well, I'll tell you this journey. What it was is I went to Teen Challenge, which is a Christian program.
Team Challenge.
In Scotland. In Scotland, I went there. I done a 11-month program. I was blessed by the power of God to move in my life to give me opportunity to work in ministry. Yeah, so I done an internship, done my SVQ for health and social care, got that, and carried on working there. Yeah, I was blessed, you know what I mean, preaching to boys and helping boys see them, like in Jeremiah 29:11 when it says, "For I know the plans I have here," and to preach that to people and to have them receive that. You know what I mean? Coming broken. That was a blessing for me. That was the blessing for me. Nothing to do with the money. No, it wasn't for monetary gain for me. It was about the blessing to see people come through. But what I come through.
So you encountered Christ when you stopped all addiction.
All addiction. I've been clean for 4 years.
You was clean for 4 years. Yeah. And then you've had a
just recently.
What happened?
Unfortunately, just recently, I took my eyes.
Go on, that's all right. Go on,
I took my eyes off Christ, and unfortunately, I slipped back into the powers of addiction. You know.
You took your eyes off Christ and you went back to addiction. What happened? You went back to cocaine again?
Yeah, I went back to cocaine and alcohol. Yeah.
Alcohol. How long have you been on that now?
Now 4 days.
4 days. Do you know what? That's temporary. You know that, don't you? That's just a moment.
Yeah, that's what.
It's just a moment. Listen, we all make mistakes. Yeah, we all. Can be derailed, right? Fast as anything. But what you do is you pick the cross back up, you get back up, and you keep walking, you repent and you say, right, let's keep doing this. Learn the lessons, right? Yeah. I said to you on the phone earlier on, I said, listen, as long as we look, failure is my best friend. I'll walk side by side with failure, because I know, because I know, when I mess up, I'm like, right, cool, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? Keep going. I won't let it grip me with fear. And I'm telling you, Ben, listen, you've got the power of Christ on your life, and he's going to make you triumph over every single wall that you face. And all right, so trust me, things are going to be good, all right? All right? Listen, Ben, give one message to people out there, youngsters growing up, or people who's addicted to drugs. What good message can you give them which is going to help them stay away from Class A drug or any sort of drug?
Listen, let me tell you something. One thing, that is not a life. That is not an option for you. Please, I beg of all of you, listen, don't go down that road I went to. Give your life to Christ while there's still time. Listen, the word of God says this in Joshua 1:9. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Give your life to Christ. There's the only, listen, I've been through the height of addiction. John will tell you, it took me to desperate times. I've done prisons, psychiatric wards, ECT, electric shock, mental health stuff. I've done all of that. Nothing worked for me but Christ. Nothing worked for me but Christ. And just stay away from the first thing. Don't, if you're tempted or if it's okay, it's not okay. Because trust me, just don't open yourself up to it. But listen, but remember, you're loved. You're loved by we have a God that loves us. So just remember that. No matter what you're going through, that is not an option. There's always someone out there that will help you. That you can speak to, someone that you can call out to. Don't go to that. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. That's my main message.
What about? That's a good message. What about people who never encountered drugs?
Yeah.
No, have never encountered drugs, and they don't know nothing about the drug addiction. You know what can you do to implement wisdom in their mindset?
Yeah, well, look, I don't think it's not that hard to explain, to be honest. Look, drugs is illegal. Do you know what I mean? They're not good for you. Drugs will destroy your family, destroy your life. You know, just for the sake of what? For a bit of happiness. It's not for like a 5 minute worth of happiness. It's just not worth it. It's just look, just don't do what I've done. Don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Just be that better person and speak to people. That's the only message I can give out to people, is talk to people. I hid for years behind myself, behind a wall, and used drinking drugs to help me. Do you know what I mean? Because I couldn't deal with anything. Talk to people. That's the biggest message I can ever get. Talk to people.
And what I will say, Ben, is that I'm sorry for coming out of jail, or you coming out of jail, and back in the day, and selling your drugs. Hopefully I wasn't part of your addiction.
No, you wasn't. Listen, no one. That's another thing I want to say as well. No one forces you to take these drugs.
Yeah,
it's a choice.
It's good.
It's a choice. You choose to do this stuff, and don't make. It's a like wisdom. Like me and John was talking about wisdom earlier. You need wisdom. You know what I mean? Gain, the spiritual gain, a wisdom. The word of God says in Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Do not lean on your own understanding. Speak to somebody. If you're struggling, listen, it's okay not to be okay. Speak to someone. Speak it out. You know what I mean? Just speak it out.